back to this channel. So in today's class, we want to derive the formula for solving quadratic equation. We explained that there are three methods that we can use to solve quadratic equation: the factorization method, completing the square method, and formula. And we have solved completing the square method and factorization method. Now, to derive the formula for quadratic equation, we are going to use completing the square method to derive it. And quadratic equation is the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And for completing the square method, the next thing is that we have to make the coefficients of the variable with the highest power to be equal to 1. So that means the coefficient of the variable with the highest power is a now. So we are going to use a to divide both sides of this equation. So dividing both sides of this equation by a gives, the following is obtained. So we have ax squared divided by a plus bx over a plus c over a is equal to 0 over a. Now here a cancel a, so we are left with x squared plus b over ax plus c over a is equal to 0. So the next thing now is that we have to take constants out, that is the one without x. So we have to take it out. So x squared plus b over ax is equal to minus c over a. Or you can just say that subtract c over a from both sides. So it depends on you. Now that we have x squared plus b over ax is equal to minus c over a. This expression is an incomplete expression. So we have to make it complete. We have to make it to become a perfect square. And to do that, we need the coefficient of x now. So the coefficient of x here is b over a. Of x is b over a. So we need half of b over a. So half of b over a is equal to b over 2a. Now we need to square b over 2a now. So squaring b over 2a gives is equal to b squared over 4a squared. So this b squared over 4a squared, we are going to add it to both sides of this equation. Let's call this one equation 1 and call this one equation 2. So let's add it to equation 2. So we have x squared plus b over ax plus b squared over 4a squared is equal to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Now here we can write this one as a perfect square now. And I explained that if you want to write expression as a perfect square, you just pick the half of the variable that is here, whether they use x or any alphabet for you. So you use it x, then plus half of the coefficient of x, and half of coefficient of x is equal to b over 2a. So plus, so it depends on the sign that is there. So it's because we have plus a, that is why we are using plus a. So plus b over 2a, then you bracket it, you put square, is equal to. So if you expand this one, it must give you back this expression: x squared plus b over a x plus b squared over 4a squared is equal to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Now let's simplify the expression: minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. X plus b over 2a, everything squared is equal to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. X plus b over 2a, everything squared is equal to, find the LCM of a and 4ac squared. So it's equal to 4ac squared. A in 4ac squared, we have 4a. 4a multiplied by minus c, we have minus 4ac. Then 4a squared and 4a squared is equal to 1. 1 multiplied by b squared gives us plus b squared. Now we have x plus b over 2a. Everything squared is equal to b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Now take the square root of both sides now. If you take the square root of both sides, we have x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. According to law of surd, this square root of b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared can be written as root b squared minus 4ac over root 4a squared. And 4a squared is a perfect square, so we have root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So back to where we stopped there. So let's come back here. So we have x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So there's no need to cover this one. Now it is x that we are looking for, so we need to make x the subject of the formula. X will now be equal to, let me write it in, x is equal to minus b over 2a plus or minus root b squared root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You can see that they have the same denominator, so we need to find the LCM of those denominators. So we have LCM of 2a and 2a gives us 2a. So we have minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac. So this formula is the formula for finding quadratic equation. So it's x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac everything over 2a. So this formula is very, very simple to use to solve quadratic equation. However, you have to be very careful in writing this formula. You have to write it correctly, because I discovered that some students used to write it wrongly. Many students used to write it like this: x is equal to minus b. They write minus b apart, then plus or minus. They now put this one b squared minus 4ac. It is this one b squared root b squared minus 4ac that they will put 2a under it. This is wrong. This is not correct. This one is the correct answer. So you have to be careful. So after tested that the quadratic equation cannot be factorized, so you can use completely the square method, or you can go for formula method. The formula method is very, very simple, but you have to be careful of how you write the formula correctly. So this is the correct one. X is equal to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac everything over 2a. All the expression in the right hand side over 2a. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. So that is that for today. In the next class, we are going to solve some examples on solving quadratic equation using formula method. So thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Thank you and God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and comment. Bye bye. God bless you.